Hey everybody, welcome to Savage Ink Studios. I'm your host Ink, and today's sketchbook story time is a pretty short story in comparison to the stories that I normally tell, but it's interesting and I thought you guys would want to hear it. So this is the story about the time when I was 13 and my picture showed up on a porn site. So this may surprise some of you, but I didn't watch porn as a teenager. Like, I know that every other kid in my immediate friend group and all of their friends definitely watched porn. I'm pretty sure that Two Girls, One Cup actually came out around the time that I was 13, because it was definitely a topic of conversation in school. But I didn't watch porn. It just didn't seem super appealing to me. Like, even now, as an adult, I don't watch porn, because watching people have sex just doesn't sound super appealing to me. Maybe I'm weird, I don't know. But like I said, every other person in my friend group definitely watched porn. It wasn't a question. It was just a fact. So that's an important thing to note for this story. So anyway, I come into school one day, go to, hang out with Vlad and Brian and Tiffany, who I've mentioned in several previous videos, including my first video. So if you want to check that out and get a little familiarized, that's who I'm talking about. So I went to go hang out with my friend group, and before I managed to walk up to them, Vlad walks up with this super serious, stressed out look on his face, and he's like, "Hey, can I pull you off to the side and can we talk for a minute?" And I'm just like, okay. So we're walking away from Tiffany and Brian, and I'm already nervous, because this kid is one of the most chill people I've ever met. He doesn't get serious and stressed out about shit unless he thinks that he just got a B on one of his tests, because his parents would literally paint the walls red with his blood, his words, not mine, if he didn't get an A. A was the lowest grade that he was allowed to have. He was a Russian citizen, dual citizenship, and apparently Russians are super strict about their grades or whatever, or at least his dad was. So if he did not get straight A's, he would get hardcore grounded, and he was super intimidated by his dad, So he's got this super stressed out, serious look on his face, and I'm just I can't imagine what could make him so stressed out. And I'm sitting here now, every bad possibility is going through my head right now, oh my god, do these guys, not want to be friends with me anymore? Are they about to ice me out, and he's the one who's gotta, break it to me and tell me, or did someone spill the beans on something that we did that could get us in huge trouble, and now we're all gonna get in trouble or something? I cannot for the life of me figure out what's got him so stressed out, but it's stressing me out at this point. So he pulls me off to the side, and he's like, "Listen, I gotta tell you something, but you gotta promise me that you are not gonna ask any questions." And I'm just like, well, that's not fair. How can you tell me something, but I'm not allowed to ask questions? I already have a million questions, and you haven't even told me what's up yet. And he's like, "No, dude, I can't tell you if you're gonna ask questions. You have to promise to just listen, and then that's it, and then it's over." And then we never had the conversation. And I'm just like, dude, you're freaking me out. Why don't you just tell me? He's like, you have to promise, or I'm not going to tell you and you're never going to know. And I'm just like, well, okay, but I can't really control my mouth, so what if you tell me, and then if a question happens to pop out of my mouth, then whatever, you don't have to answer it, and then we just pretend the conversation never happened. And he's like, okay, but seriously, I'm not answering any of your questions. I'd prefer that you not ask. I just want to tell you this thing, and then never talk about it again. And I'm super freaked out right now. I have no idea what he could possibly be going on about. And I know, just from what he's told me already, that I'm gonna have a million questions, and that I'm gonna want answers, and that if I can't get them from him, I'm gonna wanna go and try and get them from Tiffany or Brian, which I'm not gonna be able to do if we can never talk about this thing that he's about to tell me. So I want him to tell me, but at the same time, I don't know if I can hold on to the stipulations of what has to happen if he has this conversation. But of course, now I'm dying to know. I have to know what he's gonna tell me, so I just, tell myself in my head that I'm gonna do the best that I can, And I'm like, okay, fine. So what's up? And he's like, all right, listen. So I was online last night and I was looking up some stuff and I found your picture. And I'm just like, what do you mean, dude? You found my picture? What picture? I have drawings online. I've got pictures of my face online. I don't know what you mean. You found my picture. And he's like, well, it wasn't a bad picture, but it was in a bad place. Dude, what are you talking about? I have no idea what you're talking about. And finally, he like takes a deep breath and he's like, okay, so one of your pictures of your face with the mohawk, you know, that picture. And I'm like, okay, yeah, that picture. He's like, okay, well, it was on a porn site. And my first reaction is, what? What? And he's like, I had to tell you, and I have to tell you, like, what site it's on, so you can, like, get it taken down, because it's not cool for your face to be on this site, but it's called XXX Stream Hairdos, and your face is on the front page, and I just thought that you should know. So naturally, a million questions are going through my head, like, dude, you're like the most normal person I know. You wear button-downs to school. What are you doing on a porn site called XXX Stream Hairdos? But we had agreed. I can't ask any questions. So I just told him, I'm like, okay, well, that's really awkward. I appreciate you telling me. Can you, like, send me a link so that I can find it and try to get it taken down or something? And he's like, no. I'm not sending anything. I'm never going back there. Figure it out yourself. I just thought that you had a right to know. And I'm just like, okay. Thanks for letting me know. This is awkward as hell. So I'm totally freaked out because, like I said, it wasn't an inappropriate picture of me. Like, what it was doing on a porn site to this day, I don't understand, but I actually did, after school, go to this website to, like, check it out and see if he was just, like, messing with me, if this was a prank or something. It wasn't a prank. I went to this website, and my face was, like, the second picture down. And it was just a picture from literally the neck up of my face and my red and black mohawk. And I looked through, and a bunch of other pictures on there, it was mixed between just, you know, headshots of funky hairdos and fully nude girls with funky hairdos. So it was sort of a porn site. There was porn on it, but not all of the pictures were pornographic. So I'm totally freaked out, and I'm 13. I can recognize the fact that I have no idea who I would contact or how I would contact to be like, I'm 13 and my picture's on your website. So I went to the only person that I could think to go to. My mom wasn't talking to me at the time, so I went to Vanessa, my stepmom, because I wasn't going to tell my dad that my face was on a porn site, because that would have just been too awkward to actually bear. So I went to Vanessa, and I'm like, listen, there's this thing, but don't ask any questions because I'm not giving you any answers, because I'm definitely not going to rat out my best mate for being on a funky porn website. So I told her someone I know was looking up porn, and I could tell she didn't believe me, but that didn't really matter. And I found my face, and someone found my face, and they told me about it, so can you fix it? And despite us having a really bad relationship and her really not liking me as a person, she was pissed that the 13-year-old that was under her care had a picture on a porn site. And surprisingly, she wasn't mad at me. Maybe because I went to her and I'm like, I obviously didn't do this. Someone else did this. Make it go away. And, yeah. So there wasn't even a conversation of, hey, this person's underage, can you take the picture down? She just got the entire site shut down. Like, it was no longer online. It took her less than a week, and the entire website had been shut down. So, I don't know what she did. We never talked about it again, But it disappeared because I checked, and the whole site was gone. So that was pretty cool of her, I guess. If I can thank her for anything, I guess I can thank her for shutting down the porn site that featured my face when I was 13. So yeah. Guys, check out this awesome fan art by these awesome artists, cause they're awesome. You all know the drill. Like, comment, subscribe, questions, comments, suggestions. You know where to put them. Please feel free to check out my merch shop, which I will have down in the description below. And I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.